Hello and welcome to DUO21. Well, my name is Bertin and I welcome everyone to join us in this session, and I have the pleasure to apologize for that little bumpy start that we had. Well, this happens when you go live. Anyway, don't want to drag this out too much, so I go right into the program with you. So here's a little overview of what you're going to expect today. Of course, we're going to start with our CEO, Kehl. He's giving you some facts and trends about DALIM software today. And right after that, we are switching over to the US. So we go across the Atlantic, and we have Ed Zapanik with us, together with Robert Fenikowski, who are going to talk a little bit with my colleague Graham about the future of the publishing and printing industries. As you know, when you've seen our last session last week, Ed is with us for a long time as a partner, but also is now a current member of our marketing advisory board. So I'm sure he has lots of new ideas of the, how the printing industry can change, has changed, and so on. And Robert, also a very vocal member of our WWTM meetings. I'm sure he has some very interesting insights as well. After that, of course, we're going to have a little meeting again in our AirMeet tool. So feel free to join us there on the tables. And of course, as usual, we have another table with the very popular quiz again. Followed by the little break, we go a little bit more technical. So Fred Padilla from Blanchard Systems and my colleague Rafael out of Sao Paulo are going to show you a few workflows for the publishers and printers. But before we go into that, of course, here's a little reminder. We're still looking for the first city where the first DALIM software DUO has been held. Over the years, we've been to lots of different places all over the world now. And of course, we are looking for the very first one. We already gave you quite a few clues where this city might have been, just to name a few of those. And of course, be ready for another one in one of the presentations today. And if you find the answer, send an email to hello@dalim.com and you have your chance to win a new iPhone. Of course, there's some more winning going on today. Later on in the break, we're going to have a quiz about everything Marvel. So if you're a comic connoisseur, then you might want to join that. And of course, we had a few quizzes before. And last week, our winner of the quiz was once again Jen Weinberg. So congratulations, Jen, for winning that prize. And of course, I hope that we see a different winner maybe next week, because Jen already won twice. So come on, guys, we need a little bit more competition for Jen. But now I'm hand over the little gizmo here over to Kehl for his facts and trends.
Thank you very much, Bertin. I just realized that this is a pretty American session we have right here. I mean, apart you and me, we're the only one in Europe, actually. But we're going to go very quickly to New York and to Chicago. And without any further ado, let me say a few things. Our company has been going a long way over the past years, as you know. And if we accompany today, actually, the marketing message from the places actually it's being captured in the photo studio all the way to the final media on which the message being displayed. It has taken quite a few software releases and attention to get there. Little flashback right here. First start were in the 80s. In the time where basically we're doing computer graphics at a time where color was only arriving onto the computers. Our first contribution to international publication was in 1993 with the very first edition of Focus magazine, and about the same time contribution to Time magazine and Entertainment Weekly and things like that, which we actually ended up producing around the world, as we still do today for many of the Hearst publication, American Media, Lagardère, and many other titles around the world. That took us, to printing plants first, and then to publishing houses. As you know, actually, Europe was still one of those continents where the rich publishers would have a printing plant, and therefore we serve the printers at the same time we serve the publishers, and then we learned to basically specialize on publishing as well. When we concentrated on a product that was in the beginning called Ficelle, and then Mistral, and that's when the functionality of the flat plan made it into our application, being taken on board by our speakers that will actually entertain you just after us. And as you can see, in 2000, this is where our first magazine was produced. First magazine has been for us a turning point that took us actually along multiple issues. The last one being on the top right of the magazine, as you can see. We have even, pushed the specialty as also serving comic book publisher in a pretty international way, because you will find our application from Tokyo to San Francisco involved in manga production as much as comic books on either side of the Atlantic. One of which actually being on the top right, that has been published in January of this year, which is the first comic books that you will see us actually not only producing, but also sponsoring. We do sponsor actually the rally car of that publication. And we will tell you a lot more about rally driving and sports and automotive in next year's session that I encourage you actually to attend. Also taking the turn of motorsports and ecology, which is an interesting turn to take, but good news, there are a number of ways actually to have fun with 2 or 4 wheels. So without no further ado, I would like to thank again Ed for being with us since quite a long time. And you can see actually Ed accompanying us in the issue number 1 of our magazine. You have not changed, Ed, would you believe it? And we will actually hear Ed a few years later telling us how we see the future of the printing and the publishing, as Robert will certainly also outline, since, as you know, in order to know where you're going, you need to understand where you come from. So thank you very much, and I wish you a very good session.